So in this episode, we're going to go on a Middle East food tour and have a Middle East feast. It's going to be a very simple process. We're going to visit 3 New Orleans area Middle Eastern restaurants, and we're going to try the same entree at each one of them, which will be the combo chicken shawarma and gyro plate. And as another evaluation, we're also going to be getting a kibby, or kibbeh as it's also known sometimes. So, in the end, only one can win. Let's see who it's going to be.
Welcome to NOLA Gent. Let the good times roll. Lebanon's Cafe is located in the Carrollton neighborhood on South Carrollton Avenue. And they will be our first contender in our Middle East feast, Middle Eastern food tour for today. The neighborhood and location they are in is really fantastic, and there's a lot of other really good restaurants in the area, so you really should visit this area if you never have before. I've been eating in this establishment for many years, and it's always a pleasant place to enjoy a nice meal. However, in all the years that I have eaten here, I've never gotten takeout. So, the pandemic will lead me to do something I've never done before here and get some takeout food. It's still always a little bit of a surprise and a shock to see all the restaurants with all of their chairs and tables put up and everything so different than what you usually would see during normal times. Well, since we can't stay, let's go home and eat. So, what do you think might be in this bag? Plasticware. Some sauces. Looks like yogurt sauce. More plasticware. A good sized bag of pita bread. So here's our salad. Here is the kibby and the main entree. So here's a better view of the kibby, the salad, and our entree, which is the combo plate of gyro meat and chicken shawarma. So just a reminder that this will be the dish that we will be comparing consistently across all of the places today, along with the kibby and the delicious hot sauce. We'll be talking more about that towards the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned to find out more about that. So we will start with the gyro meat. And let's make a little gyro sandwich with it. And let's get into the chicken shawarma now too. So a little combo chicken shawarma and gyro should make a pretty good sandwich. The hummus has some nice chopped jalapenos on it. Let's add a little of the hummus into the sandwich too. Now the hardest part is rolling this up and making sure that it doesn't fall apart all over the place and all over me. Okay, it's getting dangerous. The hummus is already leaking out the side. Let's see if we can get this in there. All right, nothing has leaked out yet. Success. Okay, I'm gonna flip it around and try the other side. And again, nothing leaked out, so winning so far. And most importantly, it also tastes good. Ah, and something finally falls out. Okay, our sandwich experiment is over. Let's just get into eating the meat. Chicken shawarma's got a nice crust on it there, and then mixed with the hot sauce, that really adds a lot of good flavor into it. The gyro meat is in smaller pieces, and it's also grilled a little bit, also it looks like, and it's got a little crunchiness on the outside. It also mixes well with the hot sauce. And then of course everything mixes well with the hummus. And gravity is gonna grab some of that hummus, and there it goes. But a small price to pay for some delicious food. Alright, let's try out the yogurt sauce and see how this is. It actually has quite a lot of herbs mixed in there. And it has a nice, cool, refreshing flavor, especially after eating all of this hot sauce. Okay, let's try this salad here. A little cucumber. Nice, fresh and crunchy, and then a nice tomato to go with that. And it's all topped with a balsamic vinaigrette in here also. And now it's time to try the kibbe, and that's going into the yogurt sauce also there. Some nice flavors in the kibbe, and it's just chock full of meat and spices inside. Very flavorful. And it pairs very well with the yogurt sauce. And that will finish out our Middle East food review of Lebanon's Cafe for now. So let's continue our Middle East food tour at the next place. Our next stop on our Middle East food tour and Middle East feast will be Mona's Cafe in Mid-City on Bank Street. Mona's also has a Middle Eastern market here, and they have many interesting items along with baking their own pita bread. They're also noted for having a really fantastic patio during normal times when you can enjoy yourself and sit out here. So I do look forward to being able to sit out on the patio sooner than later. Well, let's head inside to get our to-go order. They also have a really nice design scheme inside that really emphasizes the Middle East background of the restaurant. So that's a nice fun thing when you are able to eat back in here again. But getting back to our current COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic times, there is no seating inside, of course. So let's get our food and take it home. So what might be in the bag this time? You should be able to guess. Let's see. So the entree is the chicken shawarma and gyro combo. Then we have a couple of kibbe and a bag of pita bread. So Mona's cooks their own pita bread, and this is a big, large piece of pita. We also got some tahini paste to go along with our meal this time. So the gyro meat is thicker and larger pieces than we had at Lebanon's Cafe. And the chicken is also larger chunks. It seems to be missing a lot of that shawarma crispy crust. Of course, now it's time for the hot sauce, because that makes everything better. I really like the hot sauce, maybe a little more than I should. Well, now it's time for a little Middle East feast. So we will start by building our gyro sandwich. So we will start by adding a nice layer of the gyro meat, and then after that we'll add a little bit of the chicken on top to get a good combination of it. And of course it needs a little hummus on top. The hummus has some nicely chopped up jalapenos on top of it as well. And we have tahini sauce too, so let's add a little tahini paste flavor onto the sandwich. And of course the extra goes onto the gyro and chicken shawarma. So now we're ready to wrap this thing up and eat it, but there's a lot of stuff in there. I don't know if we can keep it together. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's already starting to leak out the edges. This might not be the best idea, but let's see if we can take it down. First bite, a little dripping out of it in the bottom, but really tasty, quite tasty. Oh, finally, yes, a big huge piece of meat breaks loose. It was inevitable. It was overstuffed, a little too much in there, but still very delicious. And we can just still keep going as there's enough in there to make it delicious still. And just dip out a little hummus, because hummus is delicious.
The sloppiness, the agony of the sloppiness.
Yeah, obviously I've been socially isolating way too long and I've lost all my table manners. But back to the feasting.
Little gyro meat. Chicken shawarma. Balsamic vinaigrette.
Well, it's salad time. And a nice cucumber. Now for some tomato.
That balsamic is a little more sweet and tangy, and less balsamic-y than any of the others. That is a pretty delicious looking kibby.
And with that, we end our Middle East feast at Mona's. And it's time to continue our Middle East food tour. At the next place, Byblos Market Mediterranean Grill in Metairie on Veterans. So this place has some really great food. I've eaten here for many years at lunch. They literally pack down pounds of food for their special. So let's go inside and check it out. They have a great selection of Middle Eastern groceries and food here, so it's a great place to shop, and fantastic big pieces of roasting meat, which are delicious. And their other selection is always fantastic of all kinds of delicious Middle Eastern food available on the buffet. Their olive selection is running a little low. They have all sorts of drinks, candies, desserts, and wine. So, and the chocolate selection is quite fantastic as well. I did notice the wine selection was running a little bit low on my last visit. Their coffee selection is still pretty strong. Their international drink selection is also strong, along with their hookah tobacco selection and many other drinks and things from Lebanon you usually don't see, and most especially an international beer selection that is very uncommon to find in other places, along with spices and other international groceries you just don't find in most other places. So they really do have a great selection of items. It's definitely a worthwhile place to just walk around and check out to find some things that you can't find in most groceries. So I picked up this Lebanese beer, and I've never seen that anywhere else in the entire USA, and it turned out being pretty tasty. And they also have a fantastic chocolate selection, and it's the best Turkish Delight I've ever had. I'm not a big fan of Turkish Delight, but this is the best version I've had so far. Now back to the food. My usual order is the combo plate with delicious gyro meat and chicken shawarma. And the hot sauce tops it all off to make it more delicious. And you can also buy the hot sauce here. So getting back home, we had some grape leaves, and here's our combo plate again with a little pita on top and hot sauce on top. We are getting ready to feast. We're gonna start off with a little grape leaf. Now I'm going to build myself a little gyro sandwich, so you really can get several meals out of this if you are going to extend it out like this. And there's a huge amount of rice, so you can have both an gyro and some rice mixed with chicken after you eat the gyro meat. So, as you can see, this makes a really huge gyro sandwich. So that's definitely a lot of food. And the salad has a nice vinaigrette dressing on it as well. It's a tasty combination that goes well with the cucumber. And the tomato also goes quite well with the vinaigrette. And I still have a huge amount of chicken and rice left after eating the gyro meat. And the hummus is also very nice. And the yogurt sauce mixed with a little chicken rice and the spicy sauce makes a great combination. I am now ready to wash down some of that food with one of my Lebanese beers. And actually, it tastes very similar to Heineken, so pretty good. Now it's time to try the kibbeh. So, just like all the rest we've looked at, this is made with bulgur wheat, beef, onions, and pine nuts. It does look a little bit like a rugby ball or American football, but it is delicious. So the next time you find yourself in a Middle Eastern restaurant, if you've never tried the kibbeh before, I certainly suggest you take that opportunity to try this because it is a really delicious item. This is always a really nice appetizer to start out with, so it's definitely a great thing to try. Also, whenever you find yourself in the mood for something a little bit different, this can just hit the spot.
Well, that is the end. So we have to make a decision now, and it is not going to be an easy decision by any means, as all of these places are fantastic. However, in the end, it is pretty clear that Byblos Market gives you so much more food than any of their competitors, because you get the rice in addition to the salad, the hummus, and the shawarma, and the gyro meat that all the others provide. So just with that amount of one extra item, along with probably triple the amount of meat that you get with their gyro and shawarma, they are clearly the quantity winner. And the quality is also quite good too. And to be honest, I do prefer the combo plate at Byblos Market. Now, however, that isn't the only thing to consider when we look at the other contenders on there with Lebanon Cafe and with Mona's. Both of them, I think, have a superior combo kebab plate.
Mona's has a really excellent combo kebab plate that I prefer over Byblos Market's, as does Lebanon's Cafe, which is also an awesome combo kebab plate. Another big factor in Byblos Market's favor is they do provide a large squeeze bottle of the hot sauce, whereas the other locations only provide tiny little packets of it.
So depending on the dish and entree you're looking at any given day, these results could vary. Now, when we look at the kibby, the clear winner with that is Mona's. Now, it's a very even field with the kibby. They're all very similar, but Mona's just has a little extra crispness on the crust of their kibby, and the flavoring inside just stands out a little bit more, to my personal taste at least. Your results could vary. And when it comes to grape leaves, they're all pretty similar, except there's one wild card I'm going to throw out to you. Now, all of these restaurants have Lebanese backgrounds, so their food's very, very similar in that manner because they all have a similar cultural background and root. But there's one Egyptian place that does a grape leaf unlike any other in the area, so just as honorable mention.
Cleo's Mediterranean Cuisine and Grocery on Canal Street in the CBD has the largest grape leaf I've ever seen anywhere, and they are quite delicious. If you would like to follow me on Yelp, I have thousands of pictures and reviews on there. You can also follow me on Instagram for more photos. And please like this video and subscribe to the NOLA Gent channel. We would also love it if you would help us out on Patreon and help the channel continue to have more content produced. Thank you very much.